Good evening, guys. It is I, Paltrax Nerd, coming out here from a place that I never thought I would actually be in ever again, that being the WoW. I left this place for ages ago. Though on the down low, I have been trying classics, but it's not something that I plan to get into because it's not really part of the video. It's not going to matter. Anywho, this was really going to be about player housing. As we have now, it's not confirmed that WoW is getting player housing for the first time after 20 years, and probably more if you want to add like other older games that also has it or had it at the time. So yeah, this for me, I thought, especially when we got sort of past Wrath, I sort of thought, yeah, it's not going to be there. It's Blizzard doesn't want it, or I think what I thought at least was that sort of the player base that Blizzard has cultivated over the number of years doesn't want it. Sort of as a sort of a baseline, they don't want it. Mostly because stuff like this is how I thought. Because the way WoW is so much focused on um, doing content, which sounds weird because yeah, you play the game. Why aren't you doing content? Not what I mean. I mean in the sense that if you log in, it's very deliberate. You log in to do a raid. You log in to grind dungeons. You log in to like, you know, you don't just necessarily log in to fuck around. Just maybe some people do, but generally it seems like because obviously that's what Blizzard seems to develop for as well. High-end content, and that's fine. So those people that do high-end stuff, would they say, you know what, today I'm gonna stay in my house and decorate it? Maybe some people would, but I didn't think at least people would. You know, maybe that's just me being stupid or just having a bad take. Who know? Who knows? But that's sort of what I was thinking. Now, I don't know. I might actually have to remake my character, so I just have to level through this area, whatever. I don't really that doesn't really matter. I just want to have a building with some assets inside it to sort of just to illustrate my point, if that makes sense. So yeah, in front of this place. Imagine if you bought this place, right? Ignore the people around it or not, and then you walk in, and they will say, "I live here" or "my name," boom, right? And then we'll see like a bed, fireplace, some tables, chairs, and this could be chairs that you got from, say, Stormwind furniture maker man, or maybe as a part of a profession. Who knows? Or you got specific sort of, I don't know, obviously specific racial furniture. Yeah, will should be there, obviously. But stuff that you could be, say, if you have a cooking recipe and then you put it on display like this, or not, right? Again, cosmetic, just for show, no power, none of that. Just display, and take this bed and move it over here if you wanted to or not. But yeah, like, and by all means, you could put furniture and placeables in dungeons, in as a faction rep, as a whatever, right? Because if you want to get it, you can get it. If you don't want to get it, don't worry about it. So yeah, that's basically the point. Yeah. So I will put in a game that has player housing. It's very easy to get it. It is not Final Fantasy 14 because it's you know their whole thing about housing, right? It's like only for the chosen few. But no, this is very easy, and but yeah, beepity boppity. Okay, we are back in another game. I mean, Lord of the Rings Online, obviously. So, and yeah, this game does have a player housing system of sorts. I think, if I remember correctly, you will get a mail fairly early on, uh, maybe before level 10, about, hey, did you know you can buy a house now? Maybe check it out. And all it really does is that it shows you some back and forth, and it will show you not specifically this guy. I think it will just tell you to talk to a housing broker. There's one obviously in the dwarf area, one in the hobbit area, and one in the elf area, and one in the and so on. You know what I mean. And just for personal reason, as I do main a dwarf, I wanted a house in a dwarven sort of area. It doesn't actually matter. You can choose whatever you want. It's not a problem. Just sort of roleplay and whatever else. So, uh, talk to this guy, and he will show you a bunch of places that are for sale. One is a standard house, one is a deluxe house, and one is a kinship house, aka a guild house. There are some variation on, obviously, like style does change between the racial stuff, but like obviously, yeah, the small house. I think for dwarfs, small house is a sort of one and a half room, sort of one sort of entrance part and one sort of small house room in the back, where there was a fireplace and everything, which is not much, but it's just something. Deluxe house, which is what I am currently have now, is 3 rooms, one big one and 2 small ones. I will show it later, but let's just yeah. And kin house can be obviously a lot bigger. I might even show you that. So I will show you the this is the dwarven entrance to the dwarven homesteads. Right, this is the general layout. Right, there are like hubs and like uh, vendors and what have you, but yeah, you enter it, and then the list will come up because they're all instanced version of a bunch of them. Right, this is my house, High Spire Street, deluxe house. Enter. You'll see. I didn't supposed to do. No, yeah. Of course, yeah. I actually keep forget because I do have once you buy a house, we will get the teleport. Child to personal house. When you do that, you will teleport directly in front of it. If you do what I did right now, you will teleport inside the correct instance, basically. So that's sort of so yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's kind of fun because you can actually see if someone actually lives there by sort of all the objects, right? Fountain, and this is does it say? I don't remember. And you can actually visit people too, but there might be some restrictions laid upon it. But I'll show you mine. Yeah, huge place. Huge place. This is my house. See? Home of Paltrex, my character. Of course, I have some random wank outside of my house, a couple of statues, some tree thing. Now these two, I have 2 of them. These I got from a raid, if I'm not very mistaken. and I know that I've done it at least once, at least twice, because I have 2 of them. So yeah, and obviously, like if you once you enter it, you get sort of access to all of it. You can of course manage it because in Lotro there is a upkeep. As you can probably see, there's an upkeep. So you gotta pay like gold, silver, whatever for. And this is mostly, at least in my opinion, this is most sort of arbitrary, sort of a arbitrary sort of gold thing, right? Because as I'm sure most people probably know that if you play that MMO for any length of time, eventually you will just have too much money. You're nothing to spend it on. So here's a gold sink, and at least on a personal note, I can take it or leave it. Frankly, it's just kind of like, yeah, sure, why not? Permission, right? My owner means I can, and then I can sort of list specifically, or I can allow myself to the kinship member can enter my house. At the moment, I generally just lock it to myself because I want to. It's sort of where it is, and blah blah blah. Now, what we've been waiting for, this being the decoration mode, right? You put it in decoration mode, And once you have done it, you can of course right click this and you'll get sort of controls where you can turn around as much as you want. You can move it sort of out, in, whatever. Or you can just, yeah, side to side. I think this should have just made sense to me because sort of both of them are facing the road. Nothing too complicated about that. Of course, what you want to see is the inside. Now, before I go inside, I will also show you something fun. Being that Lord of the Rings Online has the whole neighborhood system that everyone's houses are inside a neighborhood, you can they actually have made some ways to sort of build upon or use it in some way, if that makes any sense. Like in this case, right? The Halloween event is, I don't think it's running anymore. Maybe, I'm not sure. If it was, you could put on a costume and go trick or treating. Yeah. Um. Yeah, as part of the you gotta pick up the quest or trick or treat, whatever, right? And then you go from door to door, and then you gotta collect these things, right? These candy apples and licorice things and whatever else, right? Just random stuff. And there is sort of a meta deed for sort of consuming X amount of each item, and with the rewards that are connected to it. Nothing too complicated. This, I have some. Yeah, there you go. Now, yeah, this is inside my house. Nothing special, because I made the choice a while back to sort of not have my house just be storage. I wanted to look like a house, basically, a home, effectively. So here's just a random, like, see, I have maps on the wall. This is an item that you sort of collect from random quests and whatnot. You know, got weather top, got a tundra bear. Now, most of these sort of items, yeah, so specific sort of dwarven style chairs and a bench there, or table rather, rug. And same thing. This is a bit more extreme, but it's basically the same thing. You put stuff wherever you want it, right? And of course, like you will have over time, like especially if you hide your character for a while, you will have a bunch of stuff. They will be everywhere because you probably would do festivals. You probably would do maybe the odd quest that were given to you. Maybe you would grind with a particular reputation faction rather. So you have access to get certain items. Yeah, basically that. Here I have a bunch of stuff that I'm not using now. So and the stuff that you generally get from like dungeons and raids and what have you will end up in your wallet, as it's sort of named. If I don't, yeah, this is the wallet. It might look familiar if you play WoW. Wink, wink. I'm not sure if I have. So yes, I do actually. Here are some sort of taxidermy sort of items. They're both fish, different types of fish. If I take this to the taxidermist in, well, they're placed in different ways, different places, but there is one in Brie for sure. You just hand it in, and then he will give you back a sort of a placeable item of this thing. And I got this one fishing, I think from one of the festivals. Now, yeah, this picture I think most people will obviously get from doing the quest. You get it in like yeah, this whole quest is sort of kind of spoilery, so I'm not gonna touch it too much. But then you have this thing, which is pretty great. This Lost Lord of Udun. Here's the thing. I just got the Moria on this character. Sorry, Moria said Mordor. And this whole sort of quest that you do, we gotta pick up a bunch of pages for a book. And it's there's like 15 pages, some ridiculous, and they don't tell you where they are. So either you gotta use a wiki or you gotta remember where they are or ask people or whatever. Yeah. And I'm not sure if you guys can hear this, but we'll check it out.
We believe it was in the Second Age, after Sauron came to Mordor, that he set to work building an army to make war against the kingdoms of men and elves. In the valley of Udun, Sauron ordered great pits delved and forges and furnaces made. Here would be the parade ground of his orcish hordes and the great forge works for their weapons and armor. Great wheels turned, bellows worked, and fires smoldered and belched. One forge, 100, 1,000. Strange ores Sauron found,
Well,
which had been
hopefully you
laid
can
bare
actually,
when
you
the
can actually
Earth
hear this.
trembled
If I didn't fuck up the
and
recording.
these he smelted
But
into
if
secret
you didn't,
alloys
if
with
I didn't, if I
dark
actually did fuck it up,
enchantments. Morgul's
there is
spear,
actually a
the
voice that
wicked
actually
knight
reads the book,
Gulthalk,
reads the
and
pages that
Mormagog
you
the
have found.
Shadowhammer were foremost among the fearsome weapons
That's pretty cool
forged
if you
by
ask
this
me.
new alloy. So he took them for
Now,
his own. Udun was yielded quickly,
yeah.
heedlessly, after our
Also,
victory
gotta show you
in the
the
War of
old
the
trophy
Last
room,
Alliance. As the Dark Host
which
fled
again
back
is,
to make
you
its
know,
ultimately doomed stand at
just a bunch of
Barad-dûr,
heads and
we
random.
quelled forges
You know,
and collapsed mines as we went.
yeah.
But in the end, Udun's best defense was our own
This is
haste
probably
to
one of
pursue
my
the
oldest
enemy.
one.
Over 7
Noriel's
years
dress.
later, after siege, strife, and
This is a guy from
victory,
Moria, I think.
did
Yeah, this is
Isildur
the
return as king
yeah.
and conqueror to the Vale of Udun.
But yeah,
There he commanded Duathand, the Black Shield,
the
be built
Dunedain.
as an ever-vigilant watchtower
Yeah,
of Gondor.
this is just how I would
For
set it up right
16
now.
centuries, the Thondream,
It's kind
its
of
keepers,
simple
dwelt
and
here. But war, plague, and other
yeah.
attritions weakened the
And
kingdom of men.
at the end of the day,
And in time,
this is
the
kind of all I
Watch
ask.
on Mordor
This is
faltered.
all it is
By
supposed to be.
cunning, force, and
This is all it needs to
treachery
be.
did Ugruchor, the captain of
You
the
know,
pit,
just giving
seize
you
Duathand and
a
Udun.
personal space to
The
put
tower
stuff.
he made his own
And
and renamed
by all
to
means, like,
Duathang, the Dark Oppression.
if
The
you want to do
captain
more,
strengthened the
I will
fortifications
totally
of
support
Udun,
that.
restored
But
the
again,
old, and built anew. Anglach arose,
oh Jesus,
and
he's still
Mornar
talking.
towered
Uh,
under his command.
I don't know how to
Sauron
cut it
returned,
off
and
unless
once
it
again the
just has to
forges
go.
blazed.
But I can also
Great
show you though,
stockpiles of orc arms and
because
smithing.
you don't even have to do content to, well, yeah, exiting probably also helps. Because yeah, um, yeah, like I say, you will get pieces for it often. Sometimes certainly, right? It depends a lot on the content that you are doing. If you're doing festivals, you would be drowning in furniture. But like, if you just do quest dungeons, whatever, you will get those. So just here and there. Yeah, this is specifically the dwarven area. Now there is also the I say the more controversial part of it is the premium housing. I don't have one. I am thinking of getting one though, just whatever. But yeah, those are the ones that you actually do buy with real money. All these with mythical coins that are you can buy money and then just hold whatever. But those are mansions, guys. Those are actual mansions. So, but again, completely like you don't need to do them. Granted, you don't need to do this one either. But it's kind of how it is. Is this what? I don't remember. No, it's not. Is this one? Housing furniture, right? So you can buy
Greetings, traveler. How may I be of assistance?
stuff from them, basically. So yeah, also some paintings and chandeliers and different patterns for your floors and walls, which are all great, in my opinion. That's the Vault guy, I think. I don't remember. I don't remember, seriously. But yeah, so basically, that's basically it. This is how Lotro does it. Yeah. And opposed to something like Final Fantasy 14, it's very easy to get one. It is now apparently, at least last time I checked, it's a bit of a housing shortage on Final Fantasy, so not everyone can get one. Here is very common. I think they just have like a capacity sort of problem more than anything. Like they just have more space than people. So, but hey, that means that you can always get some. But less for the gist of it, I will show you the kin house, which is not very decorated last time I checked. So let's find out. Now, actually, we'll use the teleport because I don't know where it is. Mostly because I'm not the kin leader and I'm barely there. So it's sort of like I'm not as knowledgeable about the other homes basically. Yeah, this is the kin house or the guild house. Nothing too like this is not supposed to hover. But yeah, actually don't know actually who actually is decorating it. Dern's Bane obsidian statue. 2 silver. That's actually not too bad. But yeah, obviously you get your own mailbox. So, but um, if you're a VIP, it's kind of pointless because it's. But yeah, it's the kin house. Several rooms. Well, a lot of empty space, but like if you really wanted to, you can go to town on this thing. There just unfortunately there just isn't. Oh, there you go. There's a lot, which I guess is kind of the backside of the whole player housing thing, is because of the stress that you can put on the servers and all that kind of. Everyone has to do it. But like I mean, if Lotra can do it, I think Blizzard probably can if they want to. But you can have all kinds of RP stuff in here. Yeah, it's obviously not so fish on the wall, something like this basically. You just get them. Chair in front of the fireplace there. There's a guy, one of my teammates has one of those mansions. They're like, oh boy, like, yeah, those were insane. And then, yeah, so yeah, pretty big, pretty big, but not insanely big. See, I have mine on the wall. He has one on the floor. You can just move it whatever makes sense to you. But yeah, yeah, bunch of NPCs they can put run the place. Right? Barber, yeah, statue of Motsag. What the hell that is? Mysterious door. A sort of mini Smaug ish esque thing. But yeah, like this is what I'm talking about generally, right? It's the it's the cosmetic aspect of it. That's kind of the point. That it's supposed to be optional. It's supposed to be by choice. You just do it if you want to do it. Because if you cycle back to what I was talking about in the early part on how like you get the quest will just tell you to. By the way, this is the guy, and then it stops. If you want to buy a house, you can. If you don't bother. Just it's not like it's gonna be like an open quest there for like ever. It's yeah. So I'm continuing to spook for some reason. Yeah, it's a common bug I think. Yeah, rugs. I can't choose because I'm not the guild. I'm not the kin manager, kin chapter. So I can't really, you know. Yeah, but yeah, crystal mini mini house bells. Yeah, and you do see people decorate their house for different holidays, right? Christmas and Halloween and whatever, the summer and the spring and anniversary and whatnot. People do that all the time. But yeah, this is also just as a this is the breed sort of, or this is the human sort of area. I think this is the normal house, and this is no, maybe not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the sort of the standard house, sort of one room ish. And then there's also like some variation between like the elves get sort of a second floor, so and then the hobbits gets a basement. So if you want to make sort of like a wine cellar, not gonna stop you. That's what you want to do. But yeah, Just for a personal reason, I kind of prefer Thorin's Hall sort of area. It just looks cooler to me, so that's where I did it. But yeah, that was basically it. Just to say, here's how one game does it. It's pretty cool, and with again, if you think like, wow, with Blizzard, Activision, well, Microsoft, if they had the resources, they could probably do more. But I would at least hope they will match it. That's what I'm saying. Match it, please. Come on, Blizzard, match it. That will be it for that. That will probably be it for me today. I will see you sometime later. See you guys. Peace.